Hey y'all, and welcome back to my channel. On this page, I talk about technology and money. If you are new here, welcome. I'm glad the algorithm brought you here. I welcome you to subscribe to the channel and also leave a comment if you have any thoughts about the content I share. If you're a returning subscriber, welcome back. I do want to take a moment before I get into today's topic just to thank everyone who has been sharing the content, sharing the channel, telling your nursing and non-nursing friends about my videos. I really do appreciate it. I really do appreciate it, and glad that you all find value in the content that I offer. So today I want to talk about 3 hard truths about getting out of debt. And the reason I'm talking about that today, right now, whether you're watching this in the current times or hello from the future, if you're watching this in the future, it's the beginning of a new year. It's January 2023. And now is a time of year that a lot of people make resolutions, whether it is getting your finances together, getting your health together, making changes in different aspects of your lives. And I think it's a great time. I think making New Year's resolutions, if that's what motivates you to change and make a positive change to any aspect of your life, if doing it at the first of the year, whether that's going to the gym more, whether that is doing things around keeping your home clean, or in this case, paying off your consumer debt, I think it's a good time. And I definitely want to send you some encouragement to do that, which is the topic of today. If you are at the point of wanting to tackle your debt, wanting to pay down your debt, now is a good time than ever with what's going on with the economy, with the inflation, with interest rates, whether interest rates on terms of like savings, in terms of like high yield savings accounts, or what's happening in the economy again with inflation. It's always a good time, whether it's January or any other time of year, to tackle your debt, especially any high interest rates debts, right? Those high interest rates that are like in the 15, 20, or even 24, 25% with consumer credit cards. So it's always a good time to tackle and want to get your finances in order. And I don't want anyone to be discouraged from people who say, oh, you can't pay down your debt. It's impossible to pay down your debt. No matter what your situation, what your background, where you're from, someone has done it, right? If you even take a moment to do a search out on YouTube, if you are a single mom with children, there are single mothers with children who have paid off a lot of debt. There are single dads with children. There are families with just a husband and a wife, or partners that have paid down their debt. Or there are families, large families, people who have multiple children that has paid down the debt. There are people who have overcome homelessness and other adverse situations to pay down your debt. So please don't ever be discouraged because of wherever you may be in your situation, wherever your station is at life, or if you're going through a hard time right now, to be discouraged from paying down debt. Even if you aren't ready to tackle and do the work now, is never not a good time. It's always a good time to start planning and getting your finances in order. And I want to send you some encouragement, and at the same time share some hard truths about getting out of debt. I have paid off. I'm debt free except for the home. I've paid off over $93,000 in debt. Some of that was student loan debt. About half of it was student loan debt. The other half was consumer credit card debt. It took me several years. I did a whole video about that. I know it's possible because I've seen other people do it. Okay. So I want to give some encouragement and also say hello to those who are watching, ACD for Ed, educational consultant, and others who will also be watching from the future. So I'm going to share my screen bear with me. Y'all know I try to be transparent. I'm doing something a little bit different today. Okay. Just trying some new things in terms of how I share content and making things a little bit more digestible and easy to follow along. So hopefully you all can see that and it's displaying well. So 3 hard truths about getting out of debt. Keep it very simple, very straight to the point. The first hard truth about getting out of debt. Okay, number 1, you will have to change your behavior. You will have to change your behavior. It's a behavioral change, right? And the behaviors that you will have to change, or the change in your behaviors to pay down, whether it's student loan debt, consumer debt, medical debt, etc., it's going to vary based on your situation, based on your personal situation. That includes like your career. And it's also going to change on vary based on the amount of debt that you have to pay off, whether you have children, where you live. But no matter what your situation is, you will have to change your behavior. And the behavior that you change, again, is going to vary. And the reason why I say that, for example, the lady who does my hair, and she's paid off. Last time I went to go see her, we were talking about money and finances, and she has paid off her debt. And she talked about, we were having this exact same conversation, and she talked about some of the behaviors she had to change. Was one thing she had to do, because she liked to travel, and the amount, and it was not necessary travel, like to go see family, like it was leisure travel. So she talked about how she had to change her behavior and how she viewed spending money on travel. You might have to change your behavior in terms of finding ways to increase your income, whether that is getting a new position, whether that's getting a part-time job. You may have to find innovative ways to save money. That could be couponing. That could be shopping at different types of stores, shopping, changing the behaviors around when you do your grocery shopping, where you do your grocery shopping. And the behavior change can be difficult, but you can do it. For myself, I had to change my behavior in terms of spending money on things that I do not need, that were more so wants than needs, whether that is, getting my nails done every 2 weeks, getting the hair done, spending money just on just different things, like not really big on clothes. But you will, no matter what your situation is, and it's going to vary per person, you will have to change your behavior. Okay. Number 2, hard truths about getting out of debt. You will have to treat it like a math problem. You will have to treat it like a math problem. And the reason why I say this, getting out of debt and figuring out like how much you owe, how to decrement, like how to subtract, how to decrement, how to do increments, meaning, taking away, like subtracting or adding. 1 plus 1 will always be 2. 2 plus 3 will always be 5. 4 plus 4 will always be 8. 5 minus 1 will always be 4. So when I say this, you will have to treat getting out of debt like a math problem. I'm talking about getting yourself on a budget, understanding where your money is going, understanding what you're spending your money on. You should never get to the end of the month and feel like you don't know where your money went. Right? Or even if you spent $20, it'd be like, golly, what did I spend $20 on? That's what a budget helps with. However you do your increments and your decrements, your increases, your decreases, if you find different ways to save money, different ways to increase your income, different ways to decrease your expenses, that's why I say no matter what you do, you will have to change your behavior, and you will have to treat getting out of debt like a math problem. There's no way around it, right? So number 2 actually leads into number 3. And this is my last hard truth about getting out of debt. Number 3, you will have to track your wins. I didn't make this as an optional one. There is very intentional to say tracking your wins. It ties into number two. Number two is getting yourself on a budget and then like sticking with it, doing your adding and your subtracting, knowing how much you have coming in with your income, knowing how much you have going out with your expenses. But it's really important to track your wins because this helps when you have setbacks. And I know several people who have paid off their debts. I know some people who are 100% debt free. I know people who have literally paid off their student loans, their credit cards, and paid off their cars and paid off their homes. That are literally out here living debt free. They're regular people who did not win the lottery, who found, who have different situations. Not everyone has six-figure jobs, right? Has six-figure jobs to help throw out their debt. People in different situations, some with children, some with not children, some with grown children. But one thing I know about everyone, including myself, who have paid off debt is you will have setbacks. And tracking your wins helps when you have those setbacks, because you can't predict when life is going to happen, when you may have to get a car repair, when you may have to take an unexpected trip to go see a family member, when you may have to have an unexpected medical bill that your insurance may not cover, or if you don't have insurance, and find out ways to pay that back, right? There will always be unexpected items that will cut into your income, and tracking your wins and seeing where you are winning, and your wins, just like with number one, is going to vary based on your situation. But tracking when you did win. A win for you may be, oh, I usually eat out for lunch every day, and I haven't eaten out for lunch in the last month. And I know there are people out there that say, spending $5 a day on a latte is not going to help you pay off debt. I disagree. I absolutely disagree. If you're spending $5 a day, like on a latte, multiply that times 5, that's $25. And you do that for every week you go to work, that's a lot of money. So I do believe in tracking and doing your budget and really understanding where you are spending money and where you can cut back on, but also tracking your wins, right? So if you didn't do something that you usually do that would derail you from your goal, and you track that as a win, when you do have a setback, that's a way to encourage yourself. And there's actually a song my mom used to sing about encouraging yourself. You have to find ways to encourage yourself and keep yourself motivated. And you can do that at no cost to you. This doesn't cost you anything but your time. If you spend time watching a YouTube video, scrolling on a social media website, watching Netflix, or watching a game, you can spend a little bit of time, even if it's only 5 minutes, to track your wins. Because what that's going to do when you do have a setback, when you do have a situation that eats into your budget, that just throws you off track, you can look at that win or those wins and say, okay, I may be in a bad situation again and have this setback, but I can win again because I know I've won before, right? And so depending on the amount of debt that you do have to pay off, it can take time, right? It is not a sprint, depending on how much you have, depending on how much income you have coming in, and how much debt you have to pay off, and other things that you may have going on in life, whether that's your families and other obligations. It can take time to pay off your debt, right? So keeping track of your wins and seeing where you have succeeded can really encourage you and keep you uplifted and motivated as you're paying off your debt. That's it, y'all. I just wanted to share 3 quick ways, three small things, and 3 hard truths about getting out of debt, and how that ties into how you can keep yourself encouraged. Also, how that ties into like your behaviors, how that even ties into math. It is a simple math problem. And like I said, if you're finding yourself to be discouraged, or thinking that it is not possible for you to get out of debt, pay down your debt, just do a quick YouTube search. You don't even have to take my word for it. You can do a YouTube search. I did it when I was in my situation and paying off debt, and I literally saw different types of people paying off large amounts of debt. That includes single parents, that include widows and widowers, people who have lost their spouses, some with children, some without children, single women, single men, people with multiple children. It is possible. Okay, just wanted to give y'all some encouragement. What I'll do is, to make this a little bit even more digestible, I'll try to take the same content and turn it into a short. If this encouraged you or it helped you in any way, I ask if you can please share this video, like it, and share it with someone, and share an encouraging or positive, uplifting word to someone in your life. That's it, y'all. And I'll see you in the next video.